Latest in the Alex Murdaugh murder trial, the U.S. sues Google for antitrust violations and challenges to the assault weapons ban in the state of Illinois. Joining us now, legal expert and trial attorney Karen Conti. Good morning to you, Karen. Always good to see you. I want to start with the Alex Murdaugh murder trial. I want to talk about the charges because there's 19 indictments and 99 charges, some of which include the murder of his wife and son, tax evasion, money laundering, forgery, fraud, and these are all related to some alleged financial crimes dating back years. How do you possibly defend a case like this?
Yeah, you rarely see charges like this that are so broad and so varied, right? Unless you see an enterprise like the mob or a gang being prosecuted. It's very difficult to defend these cases. I mean, what you try to do is you try to plead guilty on some of the counts, like perhaps the financial counts, because those are paper crimes and those are easier to prove for the government. And then you focus on those murder charges, which are circumstantial evidence, but those are the ones that land you in jail. It appears that was not able to be done, because if it could have been done, it probably would have been done. And it looks like this guy is going to trial on all of the charges.
Yeah, like you said, have you ever seen a case with such a large variety of crimes? Do you believe his prestige and influence, obviously, in that community prevented those charges from being brought in the first place? I mean, let's talk about how powerful families in this country still get a pass, it seems like, when it comes to crime.
I do believe that, Jan. I've litigated in South Carolina. It's still a little bit of an old boys network. Very few women, very few minorities in the judiciary. The judges are actually appointed by the state legislature. And this guy's being defended by an active state senator. This family's been around for 100 years. They've been lawyers and prosecutors. And I think there was a pass given to this family. And I think what we're seeing is the internet sleuths, the podcasters, and the journalists shining a light on these crimes in this family. And I think that's what ultimately resulted in these charges.
The Justice Department and a group of 8 states sued Google on Tuesday, accusing it of illegally abusing a monopoly over the technology that powers online advertising. So tell me, what exactly is the DOJ seeking in this case, and how do you see this all playing out?
Well, I think they're seeking to have Google sell off some of its companies. Google made a habit of buying its competition. So now it's such a huge company that they can charge whatever they want for advertising, and they're depriving consumers, the allegations go, of the benefits of competition. And I think they're going to try to force Google to sell companies. I think Google's going to have to sell companies. And I think they're also seeking millions of dollars of damages and overcharging for advertising and for fines for the consumers.
And this is completely unrelated, but there were Senate hearings this week about Ticketmaster stemming from the Taylor Swift concert ticket fiasco. So what do you make of this?
You know, it's along the same lines, though. I think what we're heading for is we see that Ticketmaster, which merged with Live Nation, now they're such a big company that they can charge whatever they want for tickets, and the system is just not working, and it's breaking down. It's bad for the consumers, it's bad for the artists, and I think we're going to see the DOJ bring charges very much like what they brought against Google to divest this big company of some of its interests.
On Tuesday, Illinois did pass an assault weapons ban. 3 lawsuits have been filed. At least one judge has blocked enforcement, and sheriffs are also refusing to enforce this. Karen, where is this going?
Well, the Supreme Court of the United States has said that we all have a right to have a gun. We have a right to have a gun when we're in our home and when we're outside, in the public. But the Supreme Court has also said that there can be reasonable restrictions. The question is this assault ban a reasonable restriction? And as long as these are tailored very narrowly, I think the Supreme Court is going to uphold them. But I don't know that this ban that we have in Illinois is narrow enough. So right. I think we're going to see legislation, we're going to see litigation, and we're going to ultimately see the U.S. Supreme Court deciding a bunch of cases, deciding like exactly how much we can regulate guns in this country.
And how to define assault weapon. All right, Karen Conti, great to see you this morning as always. Thanks for joining us.